Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the series that I don't have a name for yet. If you have any ideas for a name, put it down in the comments below. But last time when we made the video, again, card in the top right hand corner, we talked about times that video games made us feel foolish. And it seems like a natural progression would be to talk about mistakes that we have made in video games. So today we're gonna go through some common video game mistakes that we make, people make, or just anyone makes. So here we go. We're gonna talk about video game mistakes. If you have any notable stories of when you made mistakes in video games, put them down in the comments below. If I enjoy them and they're safe for work, I'll go ahead and feature them in the next video. So without further ado, let's get started. Here's our boy Chad, and he is going to tell us about some mistakes that he has made in his life in video games. Chad, take it away. All right, so one of the biggest mistakes that I can ever remember making in a video game comes from, I talked about it last time, and guess what? It's my video, so I can talk about it again, and that's gonna be the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. Now, if you're not aware, Skyrim is one of the first games in the Elder Scrolls series, or might have been the first game in the Elder Scrolls series to allow you to progress in the game, like by skill and by leveling, by not leveling up in particular class skills. So for example, in Morrowind, which is the other Elder Scrolls game that I played a lot of, you have like a particular class and you have skills that align to that particular class. So when you level up in those skills, that is what levels you up in the game. In Skyrim, that's not really the case. The number of levels you get just overall for each skill levels up your overall level. So for example, I could just be like role playing as a stealth archer, shocker, right? But like if I level up my magic skills, my overall level will continue to go up. Now here's where the mistake comes in. And it's important to note that for a majority of enemies in Skyrim, they level with your level. So as you continue to level up in the game, so does everyone else. So that like kind of presupposes that when you level up, you're leveling up your combat skills as well so that you can keep up with them. Well, when I was younger, that was not the case. About like a year probably after Skyrim came out, sometime in 2012, I was playing Skyrim and I heard about this glitch where if you go and talk to this guy at the Blackbriar Meadery in Riften, you could just sit there and say the same thing to him over and over again. And it was a bug to where you could power level your speech as fast as possible. Like you could just keep hitting X on your controller over and over again, and eventually you could max it out to 100 because it never, like, usually whenever you persuade or you do some sort of intimidation check or something, you can only do it once and then it never works again. This guy was bugged, so it worked every single time and you could just keep saying it to him. Well, I was like, oh, damn, let's go ahead. Let's power level my character. So I got my speech up to level like 100. I had so many skill points and I was like, man, I'm going to be able to put so many skills into like my one-handed, into my archery, all this stuff. I had so many skill points ready to go. And I was gonna be like super badass. Except when I leveled up to like level 100 in speech, it took my overall level up like, I don't know, probably like 7 or 8 levels. Which here's the thing that you should know about Skyrim is if you're like level 8 or 9 and your combat stats are exactly the same as when you started in the game, but none of your enemies are, it's not great, and it led to me dying a lot. I mean, at the beginning, I mean, reasonably, I thought this was a solid idea because, you know, I had all these extra skill points. As soon as I leveled up, like my one-handed, I'd be able to, boom, invest the skill points so I could raise it up to another 20% or whatever. Like I wouldn't have to wait to level up to get these skill points. But I did not really consider the effect that was going to have on the types of enemies I was going to encounter. So whenever I ended up encountering them, it literally was at the point that I just almost like couldn't beat anyone, it seemed like. I mean, yes, I could have turned the difficulty down. I don't know how old was I in 2012? I don't know. Young me didn't think about that, guys. And so, yeah, that was really, it was a tough time whenever I played Skyrim. Was I power leveled my speech to level 100 and I couldn't beat anything. And because, you know, I traveled, you know, from like place to place, I was like, oh, well, I'll go try, you know, beating up some enemies here, and then, oh, I couldn't beat those. Let's go to this other place where I know there are some weaker enemies, but those had leveled too. I had traveled so many times that and I hadn't saved, so my autosave had kind of, and I got to the point I literally could not like progress in the game, and I just had to start over. So that was a massive mistake I made in Skyrim. All right, so my last entry was actually a perfect segue into my second one, which is I trust autosave far more than any human should. And I mean, this has bit me in the ass in more cases than just one. But the one example that I will use for this video is going to be in Mass Effect 3. So spoilers, by the way, for Mass Effect 3. There is a point where you help Tali, like, try to retake the Quarian homeworld. And the Quarians, you know, like, have to wear environmental suits because they can't, you know, they can't breathe and they can't handle like normal planet atmosphere because they'll die because they'll get infected. Well, there's a point where, like, to do that, it would require you to, like, kill all the Geth. And then your boy Legion over here is like, hey, don't kill all the Geth. Let's kill all the Quarians. And basically, you have to make a choice. You want to side with Legion and have Tali end up dying? Or do you want to side with Tali and have Legion end up dying? Really not a great situation to be in, let me tell you. But here's the thing is, we live in the modern era. I immediately Googled, is there a way to save Tali and Legion, or to have it be, you know, the best of both worlds, not just to have to, like, say, screw you, Legion, kill him. The answer was yes. However, it required two things. It required me, I don't remember the exact, like, process, but it required you to do certain missions on the Quarian, like, homeworld before you got to that point. Like, there were certain missions you had to do. And the other thing was you had to have enough Paragon or Renegade points in order to do that. Let me tell you, I had neither of those things. I did not, you know, because I've always told you guys, like, I've told you this when I play KOTOR, whenever I play Mass Effect, when I play anything that has, like, some sort of a reputation system, I very much play in the moment. It's like whenever I play KOTOR, I'm like, are you gonna be a light side Jedi this time? Are you gonna be a dark side Jedi? Are you gonna be a scout? Like, what are you gonna be? And it's like, I don't know. Let's just see what the vibe is whenever I wanna make these choices. I play the same way in Mass Effect. It's like, you know, sometimes you gotta punch a reporter in the face. Sometimes it's just gotta happen. And, you know, sometimes you gotta be Paragon, you know? It depends on the situation. So I was super not invested into either one of Paragon or Renegade, nor had I done these side quests. But because autosave, and because it either lets you A, restart the mission that you're on, which was too late, like I had to go back beyond this mission to do other missions. And the autosave was only like the last, like, I think 2 saves, which this would have, like, 4 saves ago I needed to go. So my options were A, be okay with losing either Tali or, like, Legion. B, go back like 8 hours into a 10-hour game. Or C, start over. Like, literally restart my game. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I took option D, which was I sat my controller down, I powered off my PlayStation 3, and I did not finish that game of Mass Effect 3. I came back and, I mean, I have played Mass Effect 3 since. I have finished Mass Effect 3. I finished all the Mass Effect games, but that playthrough of Mass Effect 3 that I started, it didn't get finished because I was so angry at the fact that I couldn't make the choice that I wanted to, and the fact that I would basically just have to start over. And I was like, I just didn't have the mental fortitude to go back and replay all of Mass Effect 3 again just to get up to this point. So yeah, just save the freaking game. Just save early and save often. Save your game. Do not rely on the autosave. Don't make the same mistakes I do. All right, now before we go any further, I did promise on my last video that if you guys commented any stories that were related to the topic that were interesting, I would be more than happy to share them. And so we have now arrived at that segment. So if you do not remember, last video's topic was times that video games made us feel foolish, and you guys had things to say. Mr. Spartan Bat said, so my time feeling stupid was when I was first playing KOTOR and restarted several times because I could not, for the life of me, understand how to progress on Taurus and how to leave. Now, I also wasn't very old, so my understanding of English was pretty poor, so that didn't help out either. When I finally got past the sewer section and got Bastila, it was very smooth, and after that I felt really stupid and was so excited to finally get to do something in the game, and then I accidentally saved over that save file and didn't play for like 2 days in anger. Boy, just deja vu. Sounds like something I just talked about. Mr. Spartan Bat, I completely get that. I mean, I know that whenever I played KOTOR, there were so many things to do. Like you had to do the specific things to get the Sith armor, and then you had to go down into the underground, the undercity or the lower city, and then the undercity, and you had to like go through the sewers, and then God forbid anyone actually read the data pad and knew how to beat the Rancor because you read something in the game. I certainly didn't. So, and then on top of that, not having a good understanding of English, I sympathize with you, but glad you end up enjoying the game. Leewalk also shared that, so I've never felt foolish in playing a game, but once I cried whenever I saw the ending of Subnautica Below Zero for the first time because it was just so beautiful. Leewalk is not exactly on topic, but I'm glad that you still shared something nonetheless. Games get you sometimes. I feel that too. See me playing Undertale on stream, and I may have cried in the middle of the stream. So totally understand that. So the next mistake that I made in a video game, and it honestly like cost me my playthrough, was in Undertale. Now, if you're not familiar with Undertale, it's an indie game. It's a phenomenal game. It is easily one of my top, like probably top three potentially games of all time. I absolutely love Undertale. The writing is phenomenal. It's an RPG, and the idea behind the game is you are a human. You have fallen down into the underground, which is inhabited by monsters, and you just want to go home. And the first boss fight that you get to is with your surrogate goat mom, Toriel. And we'll get back to this in a little bit, but the important thing to know, just getting a little out of order here, is the game knows things. The game knows all. The game knows exactly what you do, but most importantly, the game does not forget. And that sounds really weird, and it sounds very vague and ambiguous, but let me tell you something. If you like save or you restart your game knows that you did it. Like, and that's not me being ambiguous or vague. That's legitimately like if you do something that you did not want to do and you reload a save, or you do something that you did not want to do and you quit and restart your game, the game knows, and the game calls you out on it. Like if you kill someone and you restart, Flowey the Flower will inform you like, oh, you didn't like that ending where you like killed a bunch of people? We'll see if you can do it again, but I bet you're gonna make that mistake again. Like the game remembers everything that you do. And individual characters, like if you kill a character, some characters will be like, I feel like we've met before, and like something didn't go super well the last time we met. Weird, right? Like it's really interesting, and I love it. I love that about the game, that it remembers things that you do. Except for this one time, the first time, by the way, that I played Undertale, which was I arrived at the first boss, which is Toriel, your surrogate goat mom. And I did not, like, she's taught you, she trained you to like try to talk your way out of things, try to have mercy. And like I tried to talk to her and it pops up and says like, talking doesn't seem to be the solution. And you try to give mercy and she's like, you have to fight me. And like I tried hitting mercy and I tried talking. It's just like, it doesn't seem you'll be able to talk your way out of this one. And I'm just like, what do I do? And I was sitting there, I was so confused. And little did I know that you have to hit mercy and just keep hitting mercy about 5 bajillion times to get out of that. I was unaware. And so I killed Toriel. I killed her. She died. And I felt terrible about it. And then Flowey, of course, had to rub it in my face that I murdered someone. And then I was actually talking to someone who had never played it. And I told them I was playing it for the first time, and he's like, so hey, Chad, did you kill your surrogate goat mom? And I said, yeah. He's like, wow, you're garbage, aren't you? And I mean, that made me feel bad. Flowey made me feel bad. So I was like, okay, I gotta restart. I cannot continue with this game where I killed someone. So I reset the game, and Flowey's like, ah, yeah, you killed Toriel. And I was just like, and I hated it so much, and it made me feel so bad. So major mistake I made, accidentally killing Toriel. And apparently I'm told that like there are certain points in the game where like it's possible if you like delete the game and reinstall, then yeah, you can, it deletes all all of the files and you're able to start over. But I was told in the comment section on one of my videos, it is possible to, like screw up something so bad that even an uninstall can't save it. I don't know if that's true. I haven't tried it, but that's terrifying. So be careful what you do in Undertale because the game does not forget. All right, my last entry it's one that doesn't necessarily just apply to me. It applies to my entire friend group. So if you're not aware, I used to be a big Rainbow Six Siege player. There is some Rainbow Six Siege content on this. It's more like just like clips of me doing stuff. I don't know, super stupid. Like I thought at the beginning someone would want to watch clips of me playing Rainbow Six doing stuff. I don't know what I was thinking, but there are clips of me playing Rainbow Six. I played like over 1,000 hours. It was okay. I mean, I made it to plat, so I mean, it wasn't terrible. But my mistake that I and my entire friend group made was trusting their teammates. And I don't mean like trusting randos. I mean literally just trusting each other, like our friends. Now, I mean, I could be talking about all of the times we trusted each other and then team killed each other. I mean, insert right here, put the compilation of like us killing each other.
Kind of hard, kind of logo.
Oh my god.
Oh, Chad.
What was
right in
that?
the
What was that?
Ah!
I'm dead.
Here, hang on, Matt. Hang on, Matt. I got you.
Hurry up, hurry up.
Yes. Nice.
Bitch, kill the hostage.
Get him there, Andy.
And that would be a really easy cop-out, but I do actually have an even more fun example of that. And this is going to be, I distinctly remember this. There was a time when we were playing Rainbow Six and we were playing casual, and my friend Matt, I gotta tell you, my friend Matt, we're going back like 3 years ago. His internet was not, and by not good, I mean he routinely got disconnected from matches, was running in place. Like things did not go well for him in Rainbow Six, to the point that like we never played ranked because we never knew if his internet was gonna act up. You know, like it wasn't just him. Like I had points where my internet acted up. Like there were people in our friend group all the time that had problems with their internet, but Matt, like for a very long time, his internet was so bad. And there was one specific time I remember that we were playing Rescue the Hostage. And in Rainbow Six, so if you're not aware of what Rainbow Six Siege is, it's a tactical shooter. And when you die, you're dead. There is no respawning. So the objective of this was we were the attackers. We had to infiltrate a building, find the hostage, grab the hostage, and get them out of the building. That's all there was to it. I think at this point, there were 3 of us alive. It was me, my friend Matt, and my friend Jake. And we knew the hostage was in the kitchen. And so I decided, okay, I'm gonna go be the diversion. There was one guy left. I'm gonna go be the diversion. I'm gonna go like keep this guy busy. And Matt was gonna go grab the hostage. So I go in, I start shooting. I unfortunately get killed. Jake has some suppressing fire going on, and our boy Matt runs in, grabs the hostage. Except he didn't. His internet, I don't know if his internet glitched out or if Matt just made a mistake, but he goes in, goes to pick up the hostage. He runs outside. He's like, guys, where do I have to go? I'm like, you just go outside. And he's running around, and like the match hasn't ended yet. And he's like, guys, what's going on? And I just pause. I'm like, Matt, you don't have the hostage. And so then like our only option at this point is because there's only like 20 seconds left in the match whenever he realizes this. And so it comes down to like, Jake is still in. We're like, Jake, you have to kill him. Jake dies. And so Matt has to like go inside and try to shoot at, and try to kill this guy. And it doesn't work, but oh my God, it was so funny. And then I just remember him saying something like, I don't understand how I dropped him. You don't press square to drop the hostage. And I was just sitting there like, yes, you do. That's precisely how you drop the hostage.
God damn, I grabbed the... Pressing square does not drop the hostage.
That's exactly how you drop the hostage, Matt.
And so I do not know to this day if he just picked up the hostage and immediately dropped the hostage again, or if his internet bugged out, but like, man, we trusted Matt so much, and it didn't work out. So that it happens, guys. It certainly happens. All right, and that's going to wrap up our video on talking about mistakes that we have made in video games. If you're still here watching this, I think it means that you like this video, so go ahead, hit that like button down below, and while you're at it, you might as well subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get notifications for any new videos, live streams, or any new list videos like this one. If you have any stories like this, drop them down in the comments below. We'll try to feature them in the next video. Guys, have a great rest of your day. Thanks for watching.